making your stride but need a boost to get you going. What you need is Hercules. Hercules Energy Drink. Experience the refreshing taste of Hercules and get that boost. Hercules Energy Drink gives you the power to perform.
Ever needed answers to questions related
You know, it's a really good advert, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, considering we just knocked it out so quick.
From 6:30 to 8:30
Hey,
p.m.
Liz.
on Mama Luna Speaks on UJR Talk Radio, where we'll be discussing more about our health, womanhood, and more. It's a place to rediscover.
So everyone hears it, they just stop for a second like, oh, what's this?
Really?
They're
Guest
like,
speakers, interviews, and live performances. Join the conversation.
there you go.
Greetings, good evening everyone. You are tuned into Urban Jazz Talk Radio with me, your host Emma Akko, for Mama Luna Speaks, a weekly show dedicated to natural health for women and empowerment. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to be here from 6:30 to 8:30, and today we are talking all things yoni health. I'm going to be joined by a lady, an absolutely amazing lady called Mami Sarjo, who is the founder of Sarjo's Holistics, which is natural health products. She's also a yoni health expert, yoni eggs expert. I know that's something that's quite, that you know, the word yoni eggs are buzzing around, but people are just like, oh my gosh, what are those? So she is a yoni eggs expert, and she's also a workshop leader. So she will be joining me on this show today, and also every Tuesday up until the end of June. And we're going to be talking again all things womb health and womanhood as well. So if you have any questions, please do join in by calling the number 0203 432 1333. I'll say that again. Call the number 0203 432 1333. But what I'm actually going to do right now is give you a taster of a bit of the music that I like to call women's empowerment and reclaiming my throne. So take it easy, go get yourself a nice cup of tea or something. I'm going to be playing some nice music, but make sure you are back here in 10 minutes for Mama Luna Speaks.
Your mic is up. What do you want to do?
Play the music from here.
You plugged it in?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
Yeah, you got the speaker volume down, so how do you know?
Oh. I'm getting confused with which button is for which.
That's too low, so maybe turn up the volume. There's only 3 channels you need to worry about.
What's this one?
Microphone,
Yeah.
it's simple now because guest mic and your mic is both in one, yeah?
The same.
Microphone, your input volume and the speaker volume. The speaker volume's the last one. Yoruba. You got some different kind of music, you know?
Yeah. Very, very different type of music.
It's good.
I find it really hard to listen to like modern music, it's just not
Yeah, you're old soul, that's why.
me. Yeah, very, very old soul.
Maybe, what number is the volume on the laptop?
It's all the way up on the.
Yeah, put it to about 70%.
Yeah, it's at 71.
Maybe 60, 65, because it's a bit high. Yeah, I should do.
So hi. For those of you who are tuned in on Urban Jazz Radio on Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Emma Acko and I'm the founder and director of Mama Luna. Mama Luna is a retail business, it's a brand and it's a platform for women's natural health and women's empowerment as well. So this is my 4th show. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, this is my 4th show. On Urban Jazz Radio, and I'm just trying to get as many people to be part of the conversation when it comes to women's health, especially our womb health. As the show goes on, I suppose you'll find out more and more as to why I wanted to focus specifically on womb health. Like, that is quite a niche, you know. I could have done anything. I could have done, I don't know, like made hair products or skin products or like clothes or something. But for me, womb health is really, really important. For me, I feel like it's the basis of reclaiming our womanhood and just really taking control of our health. Because so many things can spring from us not knowing about our womb health. Like, for example, like when you're younger, if you don't have those conversations with older women around you, whether that's your aunties, your older sisters, your mother, grandmothers, about simple things like your periods, menstruation, like how it feels, how to look after yourself, the different options that you have when it comes to products to use during your menstrual cycle, how to keep clean, how to manage the hormonal imbalance, you know what I mean? Things like that. If we don't even have conversations from the start when it comes to that, and it almost like sets a platform that says we don't speak about this, we don't speak about womb health, we don't speak about yoni health, we just don't speak about down there. And it gets people, or young girls especially, thinking that if they've got women around them who are speaking about the vaginal health, it's like they're taught to think that something is wrong, and also sexualised, like, like down there, you know what I mean? It's just so negative, and it just has such a negative connotation, negative attachment that can grow into body shape. So if from a very young age you haven't been taught to take care of your womb health and vaginal health, whatever you want to call it, that's going to carry on into adulthood. It's like, how do you know if something is wrong down there? Like, how do you know specifically within yourself? A doctor can come and tell you anything, and I'm not saying don't go to doctors, but it's really important that we know ourselves when something isn't quite right within our bodies ourselves, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to do. I really want to break the stigma that is attached to womb health in general. So, yeah, I'm just really hoping that as many women join in a conversation. So, yoni steaming has so many benefits, and so many benefits. I speak to you now while the music's playing. It's really great for cleansing the body, so it gives you a good detox. So the steam can actually, it gets up into your womb area and it gives it a good clean. So the steam breaks down any dead tissue cells, any dead skin cells, any old blood clots that are sitting there in your womb area, which causes acidity, it causes cramping, it causes bad digestion, it causes really bad period pains. The steam is able to break down all the cells basically and get that out of your womb. By doing that as well, it's also allowing fresh oxygen and fresh blood to circulate in your womb area, and because it does this, you're getting a full flush of fresh nutrients to your womb area as well. Now, our womb area is a muscle, and it's also surrounded by muscle as well, and if we don't look after our muscle properly, they can be prolapsed. They really have steaming, because you're giving it a cleanse and you're getting fresh oxygen back into that area. you're combating all of that. It's really great for period pains as well. So yeah, it's really great for just your menstrual cycle as well. Where do I even start with it? It's absolutely amazing. So I think if this is your womb area, this is your womb area here. What happens with your womb area, to get the blood and eggs out of your body, your muscles have to squeeze. But because they're so full of, again, dead blood tissue cells, dead old blood clots as well, and because there's an acidity in the area, the muscles are already quite locked and then they can't cramp, they can't move so easily. Steaming, it helps to completely relax the muscles, and then it goes and gives it a good cleanse. And because you don't have the acidity and your muscles are able to move again properly, it stops the pain and the cramping that you get during your periods. That's how it really helps with that. If you do it 2 to 3 days before your periods, you'll find a really, really lovely difference. You'll have much less pain, less bleeding, and your cycle will actually be a little bit shorter. So your cycle shouldn't actually last anything more than 3 days. If your cycle does last longer, it's because your body is trying to cleanse, because that's what periods for. It's a process of cleansing for not only your womb area but for your whole body. So if you're bleeding for longer than 3 days, it's your body trying to get rid of the dead blood clots and dead cells that have built up in your womb area, but it's just not able to do that, so it bleeds for longer. Yeah, basically. So it's really, really great for your womb health. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love steam. It's completely changed my my view on my womb health. It's actually changed my menstrual cycle. I don't have any pain anymore. It lasts maybe 2.5 days at most, and I feel amazing. You can do a steam 2 to 3 days after your period. So what that will do is, if you do have clotting and white bag clotting every time you have your period, it will actually help to get rid of any clotting that comes towards the end of your period. So if you ever get sort of like a rusty, very dark red colour towards the end of your period, then that's your body trying to get rid of dead blood cells. The blood should always be like quite a fresh red just throughout your whole period. But when it's a dark rusty colour towards the end, that's lack of oxygen, lack of fresh blood, lack of nutrients. So steaming after 2 to 3 days after your period will help to just give it a complete clear out, and it's almost like it resets your womb for your next period as well. We're going to be coming back from the break pretty soon. So, yeah, we're going to be coming back from the break pretty soon. But you know what? Mummy Sarjo is actually going to be on the show with me, so we'll both be speaking to you about so I love this song so much. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to be coming back from the show pretty soon. Okay, greetings everyone, good evening. Thank you very much for staying tuned, coming back and joining me. So you are listening to Urban Jazz Talk Radio with myself, your host, the one and only Emma Acko, and I am the founder and creative director of Mama Luna. You're listening to Mama Luna Speaks, a brand new show that is dedicated to women's health and women's empowerment. So today, later on in the show, I have the fabulous Mami Sarjo joining me. She is the founder and director of Sarjo's Holistics, and she will tell you more about that. But I will tell you now, she makes an amazing range of natural health products, specifically for your body. I'm not saying health products as in food or anything, but think body creams, washes, sprays and deodorants, and she's also a yoni eggs expert as well. So I actually don't know very much about yoni eggs myself, however Mami Sarjo does, so she will be telling you all about it. So make sure you stay tuned and stay part of and be part of the conversation as well. Any questions you have, this is the place to definitely ask. So if you want to get involved in the conversation, the number to call is 0203 432 1333. I'll say that again, 0203 432 1333. Now I'm just gonna give a bit of a shout out to Urban Jazz Radio. Thank you very much for having me as part of the Urban Jazz Radio family. I'm absolutely honoured to be here, absolutely enjoying it. Radio isn't new to me, however, I'm new to this station, so you have to bear with me. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. For those who are tuned into Urban Jazz Radio, if you're on Facebook, you can find this show, which has been live streamed on Urban Jazz Radio. Just type that into Facebook, that's Urban Jazz Radio. If you don't want to join in on that page, you can find this also on Mama Luna Yoni Steam, which is also on Facebook. So if you want to join the live feed, then do go to Mama Luna Yoni Steam, and Yoni is spelled YONI. So before Mama Sarjo gets here, I'm just going to speak to you a bit more about what Mama Luna is. It's a very new company, a very new business actually, shall I say, that I started in, let's say, September, October time. I started it in September, October time last year because there was a demand for yoni steaming. Yeah, because there was a demand for yoni steaming, but not only yoni steaming, there was a demand for the products themselves. Because there was a demand for something to actually do yoni steaming. So that's why I decided to make the products. I couldn't find anything myself to do yoni steaming, and whenever I looked online, everything was from abroad. So I would have had to buy the products at an expensive price, so we're looking at £90 and upwards, and then also have to pay for shipping fees, and I was just like, it's too expensive. And I really don't like the fact that, the health industry, and I say that in inverted commas, the health industry is really taking everything into their own hands and pricing up products that are so expensive. And health is something that should be accessible to everyone. To be healthy, to have access to health products is a right, it's not a privilege. So then I decided to make products myself at a low cost price, basically. So it's a retail company, so I make yoni steam seats for women to use for yoni steaming. I absolutely love making them. It's an absolutely beautiful process, and it's amazing. It's such a blessing for me to be able to share the creative gift, because I'm a very ambidextrous and creative person. I love using my hands a lot. Not really one for sitting down too much. I'm very practical, and I love being able to use the creativity as something to do with finding solutions as well. So I'm very much into solution based things. So for me to be able to use my creativity to solve a problem, which was one, women not being able to find products to steam, and then two, another problem was women not being engaged in conversations about their women's health, was coming up with Mama Luna allowed me to be able to combat those two problems at once. So if you want to find out more about the products, then please do head to www.mamaluna, and that's MAMALUNA. So head to mamaluna.bigcartel, BIGCARTEL.com. So mamaluna.bigcartel.com, and you can browse the range of products that I sell there. So I make a range of 4, and I must say myself, I'm obviously going to toot my own horn, but the seats that I make are really actually quite beautiful. They're compact, they're easy to clean, they're just really small. When you're not using them, you can just put them in the corner of the room. You can put them in a cupboard, you can put them under your bed. So yeah, when you're not using it, you can keep it out of the way, but the design of it is really that nice that you can actually keep it as a, maybe a bit of decoration in your house when you're not using it. But I've got 4 different ranges, so they're all covered in the seat, the cushion seat itself. We've got 4 different choices of African material, and I've chosen purple dashiki, aqua dashiki, royal kente print, and then also a really lovely Ankara print. And I love absolutely all of them, just so lovely. Got Mama Sandra who's joining us, she's here. Thank you very much for joining us as part of the show. Got 4 different ranges for people to choose from. So it's available on Big Cartel, it's also available on Etsy, and then also available on my favourite platform, Ebony Street Market. And Ebony Street Market is a platform for UK black businesses to showcase and sell their products. So that's where you can find the products. And I also make handmade candles. So we've got one which is frankincense, myrrh and sandalwood, and the other which is white musk and jasmine, so a bit of a sweeter smell. If you're on social media, then definitely do get in touch, do be part of the conversation, especially that's the most important thing for me, is to definitely be part of the conversation. So for those who are on Instagram, you can get in touch with Mama Luna, follow and I'll follow you back. That's at Mama_Luna Yoni Steam. Facebook, it's Mama Luna Yoni Steam. I'm also on SoundCloud as well, so you can listen back to all of the interviews that we've had so far. Remember, this is the 4th show, so you can listen back to all of them, and that's on SoundCloud. If you just type in Emma Ako, that's EMMAAKO, and you can be part. You can listen back to the shows. Putting up contact details for people who are on the show, even for those who aren't on the show as well. So yeah, that's where you can listen back to the shows. So the network is slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm really trying to encourage as many women to be part of the conversation when it comes to women's health, especially womb health. And I really want to encourage women to not only be part of the conversation, but to direct it, to steer it, to control it, to absolutely own it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're the ones who have wombs. We understand what it's like to go through womb pains, to have womb health problems, and also to have delightful, healthy, happy wombs as well. You know, so it's a conversation about us, for us, led and directed by us. You know what I'm saying? So that's Mama Luna, and I really, really, really do encourage you to go to the website, have a look, and also get in touch on social media. When I'm not sewing and doing things online and posting and stuff, I do put on workshops. So yoni steaming is something that's really quite new to the Western world, but it isn't new in general. Yoni steaming has been around for, it's been estimated 3,000 years. But in terms of yoni steaming coming to the Western world, it isn't something that's really spoken about. In fact, speaking about womb health isn't the done thing, really. But we really want to use Mama Luna as a platform to collaborate with other women, other companies that are working towards completely shattering, breaking, obliterating, annihilating, extinguishing the stigmas that we have in regards to our womb health. So I do this by putting on workshops. I've done a few so far called Introduction to Yoni Steaming. It's a safe environment, it's a safe space, different locations across London. And we get together either in the day or the evening, normally Fridays or Saturdays, to speak about exactly what yoni steaming is. where it comes from, its benefits, how to do it, who can do it, who can't do it, what you use for it. And again, it's a safe space. It's only women and young girls, and we have a conversation, have a few drinks, we laugh, and we simply be. So I do workshops. However, I also do actually go over to people's houses. I've done 2 so far in the past, which have gone really well. So if you want to get some family and friends, some girlfriends together, and have me come over to you, or you choose a space for me to host these workshops, then that is also perfectly fine for you to do. Just let me know. So if you do want to get in touch, we've got the social media links, which I told you about already. So Instagram is mama_Luna Yoni Steam, and Facebook is just Mama Luna Yoni Steam. However, you can also send an email to contact@mamaluna.net. I'll say that again, contact@mamaluna.net. And that's for anything. That's not just to arrange for me to come over to either a place that you've arranged for me to do a private workshop or introduction session. That can be for anything. It can be for anything that you heard me mention here that you'd like to get a bit more information on. If you heard me mention someone's name or a company that you want to know, or if you just have a question or just want to say hi, or even be like, hey sis, you're doing an amazing job, then that is also completely perfectly fine and acceptable. So yeah, that's Mama Luna. So I've already told you, yeah, you can find us online, and you can buy products online via Etsy, Big Cartel, and Ebony Street Market. The website is slowly coming together, but again, I'm just being very real with this platform, very quite new to the whole businesswoman angle of it as well, and sharing that journey of it as well. Hopefully, you will be part of it, part of the journey, into watching me evolve into a businesswoman, the highs, the lows, finding out about different contacts, different strategies, marketing, anything. I just want to share it because I do want to be very real with the journey into how to become a businesswoman and sell your products and everything as well. So, yes. Well, I think I've done quite a bit of talking so far, and I want to hear more from you. So please do get in touch on the studio number. You don't have to say your name at all. You can call and keep it anonymous, but the number to call is 0203 432 1333. I'll say that again, that's 0203 432 1333, and we will be back very shortly, very soon, where we'll be hearing more from the lady herself, that is Mami Sarjo, who is the founder of Sarjo's Holistics. So I'm just going to put on some more music. Now, I've got a playlist on Spotify that I call Reclaiming My Throne. You heard 3 songs from the amazing Afro-Cuban jazz singer that is Dame Adosena, and I'm going to be playing a bit more of her and also some Lauryn Hill. Please do make sure you come back. Give yourself about 10 minutes, but this is the place to be. Thank you very much.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good, thank you. So let me just turn this up.
You're good. Yeah, I'm just touched. You know what? I've gone to yoga the last 3 days in a row, and today I was like, as I finished and I laid there on the mat, I was like, do you know what? I'm actually quite mashed. But it puts me in a good space though, so
Yeah.
it's good to do.
It's got some sort of benefits, and that's better than nothing, isn't it? Can you see your product water there?
Yes, thank you. I'm going to hold that down.
Do it.
It's very muggy today, isn't it?
It really is. Can you feel the fan? I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
okay, I'll just set it on you.
Yeah, it's fine. Those are nice flowers.
Do you know what happened? I literally turned the corner onto Howard Road and just saw these on there, like they were always sitting there waiting for me. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Just get a glass of water or something.
Yeah.
It's hot in here, so
They've wilted a bit already.
yes, look,
but...
you know me, as I was walking past, I just got my horse. Oh, look, there's a ladybug on there as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
Oh, beautiful.
I got my horse.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so literally they were just there waiting for me, and I was just like, oh my day is absolutely lovely. It's at the moment. Oh, you really finished it off.
What? Yoga, you sweat like buckets.
Yeah. Oh, you
Need
did
the
your
water.
hot yoga as well. Ooh, a good.
Tomorrow I'll have a break.
Yeah.
I need it.
To do it 3 days in a row, that's tough.
It's tough.
That is tough.
And once you
Yeah.
have the one day, when you go back the next time, it's much better.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm logging into this.
So for those of you who are still in tune with us, this is the very mummy Sarjo of Sarjo Holistics herself. We're just on a bit of a break at the moment. We're just keeping it real with you, basically. Getting set up and ready to do her thing, basically. Yes, I just did the show. You heard what I was talking about anyway, just the introduction to Mama Luna, to find us and blah, 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 blah. So, did you get the questions I sent you?
Yeah, I saw, because it's the same question.
Yeah, some of them are slightly different.
Let me have another look.
Yeah. So my printer at work isn't working properly. It's just like rather than this being on a whole page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one is more or less just like, just give us a recap of like Sarjo's Holistics. Yeah, not a quick
Do you know what I should have done? If I was smart, I should have emailed you over the answers. You know why? Because if you printed it, I could have been able to. Because I didn't get. Remember I told you I moved this week? Yesterday was the last moving day. So I packed everything, and then afterwards I was like, I packed my iPad away.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sod's law.
Yeah.
But what I'll do next time when you do this, I'll try and email it over to you, because if you print it, then I can also use mine to go. Like,
Yeah.
And I think my tripod came today.
Yeah?
I think so.
No, I need
I
to
think
get
it
this
might
one.
be. It might be something else.
Mm.
Because what happened? They sent me one, and I think they said it got damaged in transit, so they emailed me to say it's been delayed. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try and get through that bit quickly, because then we can move on from number 5. So
Yeah.
we really kind of get to 4. We got to 4. We didn't really get through to the rest.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
wanna
Move on with it.
Yeah, that's good.
Because my feet has been so bad, like
With moving and stuff.
yeah. So I have literally been sleeping for like 2-3 hours. But yesterday,
What?
I'm telling you, yesterday I was at my mum's house, and I properly, when I knocked out, I slept all the way. Because normally what will happen, I'll sleep and I wake up, and then once I've got up, I'll start working.
Yeah.
But this time I literally slept all the way through, and when I woke up at 6, like I got up and I was like, I had a good sleep, and then I was like, I could actually do more, and I had work to do, I had all this package and stuff, and then I got up and I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, no, I'm not doing anything today, because I'm always, like,
Yeah.
non-stop,
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think I just have to wait.
Sometimes that's just the way.
Yeah.
You just
You can't burn yourself out like that.
Exactly. Just drink this quickly. Leave a little bit. What? Put this in there?
Oh, I know, that's not short, no, it's not fit. I was going to say use this bottle, but it won't fit, it's too tall. Unless you fill it with water from the tap and then put this in there.
Yes. Thank you. She's so beautiful. She's looking at all like the really vibrant
Colours,
and
isn't it?
everything. So lovely. You give me joke with the roses. You give me so much.
Listen, I'm original rose bottle, you know. Yesterday, when I went to the shop for my mum. As I was walking past, I saw these yellow roses. Try to know, I was there looking, rubbing this, and it wouldn't come off. These come off quite easily.
Yeah.
It wouldn't come off. If you smell how beautiful so nice. I'm the original rose robber, you know.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year. Around by my house, Neasden, everywhere there's roses. Everywhere. Like as you turn, I'm like, yeah. I love it.
Right, so we're gonna have this song. This will be the last one. And then it's all over to you. So can I get the questions back to someone else? Thank you. Just on the Facebook Live room.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hey people, how you doing? It's me, the original one and only MC. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, it's me, Emma, and I'm on Urban Jazz Radio again for my weekly show every Tuesday from 6:30. It's called Mama Luna Speaks, and guess who I have with me again? Hey, so everybody. Not that she even needs any introduction because she is on it, but this is Mami Sajo, who is the founder, director, the spirit, the energy, the everything behind Sajo's Holistics. So she's going to be speaking on this show with me every Tuesday throughout the rest of May and June actually, and we're going to be finding out more about her business, how it came about, the products that she sells, the benefits of them, and Yoni eggs. So yeah. But for now, we're just gonna jam to some Lauryn Hill. Yeah. I like putting together a playlist where yeah, that just fills me with like positive energy from other positive women as well. So yeah. Yeah, do please make sure you join in the conversation as well. We're going to be speaking Yoni Edge, Yoni Steaming, Yoni Health, and Women's Empowerment. All four of those are fully loaded subjects within themselves anyway. And we want to get as many people to join in and again be part of the conversation. So yeah, definitely make sure you join in and just be part of it. So I'm going to come back now because something just happened. Okay, greetings everyone. Thank you very much for joining in on the radio station. I hope you enjoyed the music. So we had two songs from, again, the incredible Dame Alasena, Afro-Cuban artist. She's an amazing jazz singer. And then just finishing it off was Lauryn Hill with Doo-Wop, or That Thing, whatever you want to call the song. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're full of positive energy, positive feminine energy from the amazing singers that you just heard. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Can we get a drum roll? We are joined by Mami Sajo, who is going to be here with me not only for today, but every Tuesday throughout May and June as well. So Mami Sajo is the founder of Sajo's Holistics. She's a Yoni eggs expert and also a workshop leader. I don't really know much about Yoni eggs myself, and I know that there are so many other women out there who want to know more as well. So I'm going to hand it over to Mami Sajo. So first of all, thank you so much for joining me again. It's our second show together.
Yes,
second show together. How are you, first of all? Let me just say, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really, really good actually. Really good.
Okay, well thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the show. I'm going to see if I can hold the camera on both of us. No, do you know what? Just me. It's okay. No, sorry, just you. Not me. It's all about you actually. Not even me. So for those of you who weren't listening, who weren't tuned in last week, like I said, this is the second show we're doing together. And last week was very much like an introduction to Sajo's Holistics, to Mami Sajo herself and her experiences when it comes to women's health. We got into a conversation about empowerment. This time around, we want to take the conversation deeper, because when I say this woman does so much, I really mean it. And it's just like, I'm definitely going to be getting you back after June. You know what I mean? I already know that. I already know that I'm going to be getting you back after June anyway. So I just want to get straight into it. So can you just give listeners a quick recap of Sarjo's Holistics? So like, when did it start, why, and your products as well?
Okay, so Sarjo's Holistics started back in 2014 officially. I mean, I've always been making products, but I officially started Sarjo's Holistics whilst I was living back home in Gambia. And by that time, I felt like I was so away from my kind of whole creative niche, and I wanted to kind of do something that not only inspired my creativity, but also had a health benefit. And primarily first, I was like concerned about making sure that everything that I had learned, the whole journey that I had gone through, because in 2009, I went on my whole vegan raw journey and whatnot. And from everything that I learned from that, that's what really inspired me to start Sarjo's Holistics. And when I started off Sarjo's Holistics, I started off making whipped shea butter. That was the first product that I started to make.
Ooh.
And they loved it in Gambia. And from there, it just made me hungry for more. So when I left Gambia and I came back to London, I was just like, you know, I had a bunch of herbs that I had sourced from Gambia, and I was using them myself, and they were so beneficial, and I just knew that if I brought them over here to London, that people would really appreciate them. And that's how I basically started. It was just an idea, a spark, and it just went from strength to strength to strength. And I started off like with the detox powders, because I know how important it is with the kind of toxic foods that we have here and so on, stress, what that can cause to the body. So I thought, just, you know, before we get into anything else, it was important to kind of get grounded and to get the foundation right. And in order to get the foundation right, you have to be clean in your body.
Yeah.
And in order to be clean in your body, it helps you to be clean spiritually and mentally in your mind, and have a clarity of thought, so that things that you want to do or things that you've been thinking about doing, you can actually action them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it started off, and from there I just felt to myself, well, over here in London, like, we don't really have that much support in terms of womb health and womb wellness, and we're kind of out here on our own, kind of guessing in the dark.
Yeah.
We don't really know what we're doing, you know. And I thought, well, you know, I'm going to take myself on a journey, and I kind of did it in a way to kind of inspire other people to kind of like take that journey with me, so to speak. And I've always had that kind of investigative mind. And my background is beauty therapy and massage therapy.
Yeah.
So for me, I always had my hand in making something holistic or natural.
Yeah.
And for me, it was important for me to remain that way, because even as a therapist myself, I was very sensitive to other products. And I remember when I first became qualified as a therapist, and I had an allergic reaction in the salon, and it took me out for like weeks.
Wow.
So that really made me go back to, you know, really go back to my roots and my foundation, and keep it really basic in terms of the products that I was using, because I needed to know everything that was in there, so that it wouldn't cause me a problem.
Yeah.
And again, having that knowledge, having that background knowledge, just made it kind of easy for me to be able to kind of just put things together, because I had the experience from before.
Yeah.
So for me, I just looked at everything holistically. I just thought, okay, so you know how to do beauty therapy, you've done massage therapy, you know, you've touched your hands a bit in doing hair. You know, I just wanted to bring everything together. So it was one thing to provide the service, but then it was also another thing to make sure that people had products that they could actually take away and use, you know, there and then. And so then I just thought, okay, just bring everything together, and that's just how it kind of has grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So before we get into the next question that I have, I just wanted to touch on the clean. You said, you know, in terms of like to set your foundation, you have to be clean.
Yeah.
Because I know when I first started on the road to womb health, one of my concerns was that I was really like terrified. I suppose it's more because I felt so alone. Actually, I didn't have like any like point of reference to go to. But the whole clean living, I was just like, oh my gosh, do I have to go vegan? Do I have to go raw? And I had no idea about that. How would you like encourage or help someone who is new to all of this, whether that's clean living or womb health, to approach that? Like, where would they start?
It can be very overwhelming in the beginning when you don't know what direction you are going to take.
Yeah.
And for me, what made me do it was because from a teenager, I remember like when my cycles, there was times when I used to have 11-day periods and stuff like that.
Wow.
And sometimes I wouldn't have a period for 3 months, and I just knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And I would go to the doctors and they would literally just fob me off, like they just didn't take me seriously.
Yeah.
One of my doctors that I had that was actually really good, like when I told him, I was like, Doc, you know, this is what's going on. And he was just like, look, you're too young, I don't want to put you on any kind of medication or anything. And, you know, now when looking back, I really appreciate him doing that for me, because it could have been a completely different story. Fast forward to 2009, when I came back from America, I was friggin' huge. I was so big. But the thing is, yeah, I just knew that I would delve into these depressions, and I couldn't understand what these depressions were about.
Yeah.
And my mood would just change. And I remember when I'd have my period, like I'd get so big and I'd be really depressed, even to the point of suicide. And I didn't know what was going on with my body, you know. I'd work out and everything, and I wasn't losing any weight. So I went to the doctors and I got diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, and that kind of shocked me into action, you know. And I remember phoning my mum and telling her, and I was all like upset, you know, really, really upset. And she was like, listen, don't worry, we're going to take care of it. So she really kind of supported me a lot to kind of go on this whole raw food vegan journey.
Yeah.
And at that time I took a 90-day detox with Health Restore, with Darian Bipo of Health Restore, and that's really what inspired me. And when I did it, I didn't tell any of my friends, I didn't tell anybody, because I just felt like when something like that, it's so personal and it's so spiritual that you can't really explain it to other people, because what I find with other people, because they may not have the strength or they don't have the courage to do something like that, it's almost like they put you off. And I remember going to work and sometimes coming with my food and people would be looking at me like, oh, what's that? Oh, you're taking this green stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I just got to the point where it's like, do you know what? I can't even expend my energy telling you about this. I'll just lead by example. That's it. I'm not even talking about it. And people just saw me, they saw me transform up week after week. And it was a bunch of us actually that kind of went on the journey together. So it was great to have the support of everyone else. But I did not tell my friends. I didn't tell any of my friends. I just did it. And when people saw me, they were like, what are you doing? You know, I completely changed everything. And that's what kind of really kind of inspired me to start. And the thing is, like, if you really want something bad enough, you've got to be willing to make the change. And this is the thing, what I find sometimes when people, you to give them the answers and they'll tell you, but no, I can't do that. I love my this and I love my that. Well, if I'm being honest with you, those things, if they're causing you problems and disruptions in your body, as much as you love them, they don't love you. They don't love you. So if you really want something bad enough, you will apply. You'll apply. When you make time and you put priority on something that's important to you. For me, I have to feel right within my body. If I don't feel right within my body or my mind, there's no clarity in my mind, I can't function. You know, for me that's so important. So, you know, people put precedence on whatever it is that's important to them. And what I say is, you know, don't get the information, get all the information first, and don't just take anybody else's word for it. I can tell you something, but do your own research, because when you do your own research, you're going to find something that resonates with you, not just listening to me dictate or telling you how it should be. You will find what works for you. And I would only like to serve as a guidance and give you examples of how it does work, but you have to put in the work. There's no shortcuts about it.
Definitely.
You know, and I can even say that to myself, because I know there's been times when it's just like I've fallen off, and within falling off, my body's literally screamed at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
So do you know what?
And the cleaner you get, the clearer you get, and the minute the cleaner you get, the minute you start putting toxins into your body just rejects it. Big time. Big time. You go worse than what you was when you was full of, you know,
100%.
if you was toxic. Once you do that, your body just screams, and it's just like, oh my god, why is this what I was doing to myself all this time? You know. So I'd say to anybody, do your research. There's so much information out there now that there's no excuse for being ignorant. When people say things like, am I going to have to go vegan? You have to choose what works for you. And it's not for me to tell anybody what they should do, but I know what worked for me. You know, and that's the only thing that I can put it on, because I'm not into telling big people what to do. If you come to me, I'll tell you, you know, what works. But if you don't want to take, I can only give it to you. If you don't want to take it, I can't force you.
Yeah.
And I think that when you go on this kind of journey and you know you learn all of this, sometimes it's very easy to become very righteous and almost be like Nazi like.
Definitely.
And I know I went through that phase, and I got to the point where I was like, why am I even stressing myself about this? It's not my journey. Everybody goes on that journey at a different time. So for me, you know, I don't preach to anybody. I really don't. If you come to me and you ask me, I'll tell you what works, but I'm not out here trying to beat anybody over the head and say, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do that. I don't. If you want to know how to do it, I'll tell you, but I'm not forcing you.
Yeah.
You make that choice for yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely something that it just helps people down the road of empowerment as well. But I suppose if you're not beating people over the head with like a message of like you have to do this, you have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, people do just see that, you know, you're human as well, just like
and I think it's very
else,
important to remember that I am still human, and not only that, I don't want to ever be in a situation where I put myself on a pedestal or people put me on a pedestal that if I have a slip up, everybody's looking at me like, oh my god, look, you didn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself under that pressure. I'm not doing it.
Definitely.
Because, you know, again, I'm only human.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do what works for me and I'll continue to do that, but I'm not going to be held ransom to it.
Yeah. It's important
You
to
gotta
remember
live.
that as well. Precisely.
You got to live. You got to
Precisely.
live. You got to live. And sometimes I think when we get into being so righteous, we become so rigid that we forget to live.
Yeah.
And that's important. The whole purpose of you doing that is so that you can live and you can feel alive and you can feel good.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing it and then you having to be like a, you know, a preacher. I just, I went through my phase and I kind of got hold of myself and kind of looked at myself and I thought, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to check yourself.
You have to check yourself.
Yeah.
Not only that, people run away from you. They don't want to hear you. They'll be like, oh, here she comes again preaching about food or this or she's watching what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Nah, do you, mate?
Yep. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, precisely.
If you ask me, I'll tell you, but I'll do what's right for me. I'm not forcing my opinions or my philosophy on anybody. But if you come to me and you want my help, I'm gonna ask you first, because if you say you want my help, I said I'll give it to you, but it's not gonna be a walk in the park.
Yeah.
So if you think it's gonna be a walk in the park, then you better keep it moving.
Bye.
Straight up.
You've got to keep it real as well. That's the thing. You have to keep it real.
Straight up and
You
down.
have to keep it real, regardless
Yeah.
of whatever products you're trying to sell or whatever service you're in. You just got to try to keep it real.
I'm a very much keep it real. I don't know any other way to be,
Yeah.
but to be honest and straight down the line and let you know exactly what it is. I don't beat around the bush and I don't kind of play with it. I'll tell you the honest to God raw truth.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, love it. So in terms of speaking truth, now just moving on, because we spoke about you know, clean eating and clean eating specifically in regards to like womb health, or at least that was part of your journey anyway. Can you describe? I mean, obviously, this is the Mama Luna show. I'm all about yoni health, yoni steaming. Could you describe yoni steaming to someone who's never
Done it
heard
before.
about it before?
Okay.
Yeah.
The shortest version that I can say how to describe a yoni steam. A yoni steam is like what a facial is to the vagina. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're giving yourself a deep cleanse.
Yeah.
So like if you go for a facial and you get a deep cleanse, that is the same kind of philosophy that you're doing to your vagina.
Yeah.
In the nutshell,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
That's it. But you know, because you're using nature's herbs, because the tissues of the vagina are very soft, they're very porous. When you do a yoni steam, it enables you to absorb a lot of the benefits and the nutrients that you get from using plants.
Yeah.
And they work very quickly because they're absorbed into the bloodstream.
You know what? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but in terms of the working really quickly,
Yeah.
for anyone who's listening, people who are on like the live stream, watching a live video, the herbs really do work really, really
Very quickly.
Like I was so shocked when I first started steaming as to how quickly it works, and I suppose I was like really naive and just. I don't want to say ignorant, I was just naive when it came to steaming, and I thought that because it's, you know, herbs and natural health, I thought it was going to take longer to work on my body.
Mother
But I was just
Nature
like,
is amazing.
yeah, seriously.
And also, if you're in alignment, if you set your intention and you say this is what you want, everything that you want is going to come into fruition. Mother Nature is amazing. So for me, like, you know, if I say to myself, well, this is the result, you manifest whatever it is that you desire.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I say, for example, I want to, you know, help with my painful periods or whatever, it's amazing how the universe just kind of conspires to hear you, and everything that you need just starts to fall into place.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. That's the beauty about nature, that we are from nature and we are so well synchronized with nature. There's a synchronicity that we have between us and nature. That is the reason why when we apply it, it works so well.
Yeah.
Do you understand? We
Yeah.
are from nature, we are from the earth. So once we start to work in synchronicity and in synergy with that, everything that we want to work for us will just magically transform.
Mm.
And that's how it works.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so people, for those who are tuned in, I'm just going to say a quick hi to some of the people who are watching on the live feed. So we had Melissa White. Hi, Melissa White. We've got Leah Salmon. Hi, Leah Salmon.
Hi,
How you
Leah.
doing? And we've got Paul Richards. Thanks for tuning in. And we've also got Sakina Douglas. Hi, sis. Thank you for tuning in. And also for the listeners as well. Again, this is a show dedicated to women's health, and it's not something that gets spoken about so openly as well, because we just keep it
It's
real,
still
keep
hush
it
hush,
raw.
like round the corner, whisper whisper.
Yeah.
But you know, we're not of that generation anymore.
We can't do
That's not our generation. And the thing is, it hasn't helped us.
Mm.
That's why you find that a lot of women are suffering, because we don't speak about these things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be like that, you know. Bring it out in the open, speak about these things, because we're all experiencing it at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's no hiding, and there's no shame for us to discuss what it is that we're going through, because
Yeah.
through somebody else's story, then we can learn to heal ourselves, which is important.
Definitely. So if you do have any more questions about yoni steaming, then please do call in. The number is 0203 432 1333. You hear? 0203 432 1333. So do call in. I can understand that if this conversation, you know, isn't really something you've done before, if it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, you don't have to state your name or anything like that. Literally just call and say, hey sis, and that's the cue. That's how you know. You don't want to say your name or anything or where you're calling in from. Just keep it short, keep it simple, keep it moving on. I mean, and also, I mean, in fact, I'm very happy. I'm very, very, very happy to speak about my yoni steaming experiences and how it's helped me. So if you do want to ask me, then that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like, again, this is a platform here for us to speak about this. So less about me, back to Mami Sajo, who is the absolute shed full of knowledge. So can you speak about maybe how steaming has helped you? Because you spoke about polycystic ovary syndrome.
For me, in order for me to deal with my polycystic ovary syndrome, I had to change my diet. There was no two ways about it. And for those who don't know, polycystic ovary is a form of diabetes. So therefore you would be addicted to carbohydrates and sugar. Yeah. So that's the first thing that you have to address. And obviously carbohydrates and sugar wreak havoc on your mood and how you feel and so on and so forth. So it's every day is a new challenge. Like, you have to really, once you start to get into a place where you kind of address your eating habits, it does get easier. But it's not easy at all. You know, it causes problems with your weight. It causes you to have excess hair. You know, some women have like a full grown beard. You know, for me, I was fortunate enough that I only have like a couple of hairs. I'm still paranoid about them, but I'm lucky enough that I only had a few. My biggest issue was the mood, like the depression, and also the weight, and just a little bit of the hair. But the biggest part for me was the depression. And you know, if anybody doesn't know, all depression starts in the gut, so you have to get your gut health ready and well, and that begins with things like probiotics. So you know, I make my own water kefir, and that really makes a big difference. And it's so easy to make once you get the grains. It's very, very simple to make, but that is so beneficial for you, not only just for your gut, but also for your yoni as well. It's important for us, especially for women who may be taking antibiotics or anything like that. They strip your yoni of its pH, and it also strips it from having the right probiotics, the friendly bacteria. So when you take things like that, it's important for you to replenish back with things like probiotics and also with vitamin C. Now, the thing is, you can buy probiotics, but to be honest with you, it's a waste of money because a lot of the time, by the time you take them, the cultures don't actually get to the yoni, they've died off.
Yeah.
So you might as well make them yourself where they're live and you can actually see them growing. You know?
What do you mean by the culture?
The culture's right. So when you make probiotics, you actually buy grains. There's a certain grain that you buy in order to create the probiotics.
Okay.
Yeah. So the cultures is the bacteria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
The cultures are the bacteria, and it's quite edifying to watch your bacteria grow
Okay.
because you see them bubbling up and you can see what they're doing,
Cool.
and you just literally drink it every single day.
Okay.
And the thing is, if you make it well enough, because I tend to use alkaline water to make mine, you can actually use them. If you were having issues with your yoni, a yeast infection, you can actually use them and put them into, put the probiotics directly into your yoni, and it will heal up just like that
Really?
within a couple of hours. Because I've tried it.
Wow, hours. I thought you were going to say maybe days.
No, hours. Because I've literally tried just to see what does it feel like. You know, you can feel the healing.
Mm.
You literally can feel it. Like I've known when I've had a slight irritation,
Yeah.
and I've literally used some of the water kefir and just used it on my yoni. Hours. The healing started in hours.
Wow.
That's how powerful it is. You know. So I really encourage people to, rather than spend your money on expensive, because when I didn't know, when I was ignorant, I would buy my intimate flora.
Yeah.
But then when I learned how to make them, completely different.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna go ask you another question before we go to our break. So, for those, so as I said before, Sarjo's Holistic is a range of products. First and foremost, a range of products which are all natural and for the body. Mummy Sarjo will speak to you a bit more about some of the products that she makes, and actually has a few yoni eggs here in the studio as well, which I'll show you later. But she makes a yoni herbal steam pack and goddess tea as well. So can you just tell us about some of the herbs that are in those?
All right, I'll give you like just a couple of herbs because there's quite a few there's a combination of them.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give some of the main ones, and I think a lot of women would be more familiar with those ones.
Yeah.
So the first one that is in there is mugwort, and mugwort has an affinity for the female reproductive system.
Yeah.
It's used as a uterine stimulant and can help to bring on anybody who's suffering with a delayed menstruation.
Okay.
Yeah, and can also help to kind of restore your monthly cycle as well.
Does it help to like regulate it? As
Yes,
well? No, that's
basically.
super. Yeah.
There's also yarrow. Yarrow has astringent-like properties, which can be very useful to slow down excessive menstrual bleeding as well.
Okay.
And is also often called upon to shrink fibroids. Very good for fibroids. Really good to help to tone the bladder.
Yeah.
Also is a very powerful disinfectant as well.
Okay.
There's also dandelion as well. Dandelion is used because it helps to increase the uterine flow and to fight infection.
Yeah.
There's also dandelion root in the yoni steam, which helps to regulate and stabilize hormone production, which is very important for us.
Yeah.
And also it can help inhibit the growth of fungus as well, which can be responsible for things like yeast infections, candida,
Yeah.
thrush. Yeah. And there's also Vitex, also known as Agnus castus.
Yep.
Very powerful for the endocrine system. Especially nourishing for the pituitary gland as well.
Yeah.
It helps to control and coordinate the menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
And again, helps to kind of restore the female hormone balance.
Yeah.
Very good for people to help who want to come off things like birth control pill, who after giving birth as well and
Okay.
having a miscarriage or an abortion.
Yeah.
And again, also helps to shrink fibroids as well, which
Okay.
is a big within our community in the Black African Caribbean community. Fibroids is a major thing.
It's.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it everywhere. So
All
can you
the
just
time.
name that last herb again? Because that one sounds
And
like super
Vitex,
herb.
and some people know it as Vitex. You can get it in a tincture or Agnus castus.
Agnus castus.
Yes.
Okay.
Also another one that I wanted to mention. There's also Domania as well.
Mhm.
Domania is very good for fertility and it's very good for libido enhancing as well.
Bring it out.
The leaves are seen as like an aphrodisiac as well,
Okay.
and they help to boost sexual potency.
Yeah.
Can also help with things. Both it can be. A lot of guys know about Domania, but women can use Domania too.
Okay, because I've never even heard about it until
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I use it in some of my other products as well.
Yeah.
Very good again, as I said, for the male and female reproductive system.
Yeah.
Very good for things like increasing energy, for stamina, for depression, for impotence,
Okay.
for menstrual problems. And just good for a barrage of things.
Yeah.
And also another one, red clover.
Yeah.
Red clover is also in the yoni steam. It's a fertility enhancing herb as well, and has been found to contain at least 4 anti-tumor components.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
red clover.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, and how much is this?
It's you get 2 ounces for £12, and I reckon you
Wow.
could split if you're economical with it. I reckon you can get about 3 steams out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna definitely have to be an investment. So I hope you lot were listening to that and learn a lot. Like that was such a lot that I learned in a short space of time. But all of these products are natural.
Everything
They're from the
There's
earth.
nothing chemical in my products whatsoever. Everything is, as the name suggests, holistic. Everything is holistic, and where possible, I use organic ingredients as well. And everything is handmade by myself.
So can you just put your hands up to the camera?
Yeah.
These are the hands that make all of the products. These are the beautiful healing hands that make the products, you know what I mean? So yeah, thank you so much for giving us a breakdown about those herbs. And again, like, it's going to sound really simple. I don't want to sound stupid or anything, but I'm always astounded at like how powerful the products, just nature.
Nature is amazing.
Itself anyway.
Nature is fascinating and very, very amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to go on a quick break. We're going to go on a quick break. I'm going to be here live still, but for the radio side of things, we're going to go on a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to speak about yoni eggs. Yoni eggs.
Yeah.
So Mami Sajo will also host workshops as well. To do that's all about finding out about yoni eggs. So please make sure you stay tuned and come back to find out where these workshops are, where to buy tickets, when they're going to be, absolutely everything. But also please do call in as well to find out. Again, just to find out more about the eggs, the workshops. You know, we are here to try and answer as many questions as possible that you have. So don't feel shy, don't feel shame, don't feel away. Again, this is all about empowerment. This is all about breaking the silence, breaking the stigmas. And again, you can be anonymous if you do so choose to be. That's not a problem at all if that's what you choose to be. But for now, I'm going to put on some music. And yes, please do enjoy.
If mainstream isn't your thing, and you just want to listen to music with quality and an eclectic vibe, with the finest classic music brought to you by DJs that will keep you revived, then tune into the radio station on everyone's
So Sakina, thank you very much. To both of us. So Sakina has just said that she's really enjoying this. Thank you, sister.
Oh, thank you, Sakina.
Yeah, so Sakina, please meet Mami Sajo. You've heard her speaking so much anyway. Mami Sajo, oh god, my battery's low.
Oh, don't worry.
So Sakina is an absolutely amazing poet, spoken word artist, and workshop leader as well. Travels all around the way with it, but she's also part of have you heard of Poetic Pilgrimage?
No, I haven't.
These two women who are basically rappers. She's a rapper.
Okay,
as well,
okay.
Rapper does her thing. But one of the things, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Sakina, but one of the things that I've really noticed and sort of like, not jumped on, but I suppose that really grabbed my attention with Poetic Pilgrimage was that both of them are Muslim women, so Muslim women who are rappers. And it's just like, exactly, it really, really is. And I was just like, whoa, like these two are doing their thing and really repping it and like giving I wouldn't even say a voice, but you know, just letting people know that, you know, Muslim women aren't submissive and, you know, just
doing their thing.
Doing their thing. So yeah, you two, me. Sakina, any questions that you have, then please do ask. I know we've spoken a little bit before you've done, you know, you're into Stephen anyway. But any further questions you have, please do let us know. Mami Saja will be telling you about where you can get her products from. So maybe the next time you steam, you might be using her products as well. So you'll never know. Right, so people, my battery is actually really low.
From hosting a weekly
Yeah, my battery's really
radio
low, so I'm
to
gonna have to
setting
go.
up your
But please
own
do tune
online
into
radio or
the
TV station. We also provide a number of other
Actually, do
services.
you know what? I'm
which
gonna
include
join
visual,
Facebook,
audio,
but I'm not gonna do it on my
archive
phone. I'm gonna do it on my laptop. So I'll be back with you
voice-over
really
production,
soon.
graphic and web design, online
Bye.
marketing and media publicity, mobile app setup, as well as outdoor live broadcasting.
The Facebook
All of
page.
our services
I'm
come with
gonna put
full
my
24-hour tech support.
Pardon?
I'm gonna
So
put
why
my
not
life
call
on
us
this.
today
Oh, okay, cool.
on 0793 9352 164 or 07906 652 046. Email us at info@christianmultimediasolutions.com or log on to our website at www.christianmultimediasolutions.com. Christian Multimedia Solutions,
Let me know when you're ready to
dedicated
go
to
on, and then
helping
I'll just
you
put the
spread
live
the
on.
word of
When
God.
you're ready to
Yeah,
go back,
yeah. Okay, cool.
Advertising on Urban Jazz Radio is an easy and cost-effective way to promote your business or service to new customers and markets. With a steady increase of over 3,000 new listeners each month, Urban Jazz Radio are also expanding our listenership base through an assortment of initiatives such as live music, club events and branded merchandise. Alternatively, you can sponsor one of our DJs or presenters, which will allow you to receive additional discounted promotional offers. Our advertising team are very flexible and ready to negotiate with you to meet your requirements. We have an assortment of advertising packages which start from as low as £25 a week. Whether
It's
you
just
are
my
an ongoing
Google
business
being
or
really
local
silly.
business, so why not contact
Have you got your charger with you?
I've got
email.
no, I don't have a phone charger. All the chargers that I have just lying around the house.
Oh,
I don't have
no.
any with me. And now
There you go.
She drink coffee, she drink tea, and then go home. She dressed in green, wear silk stockings with golden seams. She dressed in red, make a man lose his head. She like dress on for $1,000. She waits and she moans. She woman. Wiggle, her chargers. Wink at a man and he wink back. Now child, she woman. Empty his pockets and wreck his days. Make him love and shoot my way. She read his days, and she make him love her, and she shoot fly away. She got a black dress on for $1,000. She waits and she
What time do you think
Lady.
we're going?
Mm?
What time do you think we'll go back on live?
Live, it's 1:45 now. I'd probably say about 10 minutes. Just 2 more songs worth. That ladybug just dropped down out of
No,
nowhere.
yeah, 'cause it
onto-
flew off.
I just heard something land and drop and was just like, what's that?
Come to river,
But I just got attached to
I
it.
will come to river. I will come to river. Come to river, wash my soul. I will come to river, wash my soul. I will come to river, wash my soul again. Carry away my dead leaves, let me baptize my soul with the help of your waters. Sing my veins and complaints, let the river take them. River, drown them. My ego and my blame, let me baptize my soul with the help of
Yeah,
your
so we've got more
waters.
time. Yeah.
Those old means, I'm so ashamed. Let the river take them. River, drown them. Come to river. I will come to river. I will come to river. Come to river. Wash my soul.
Tina sent me a friend request.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will come to river. Wash my soul again. Carry away my old
Gonna
limbs
get her
and
and,
baptize my soul with the help
the
of
other
your water.
rapper,
Take my
Rhaenyra,
pains and complaints, let the
on
river
the show
take them.
at some point as well, perform and also speak about supposedly income and how they've approached being Muslim women who are rappers.
Yeah.
I met up with Rhaenyra one time when I was in Bristol and I was asking her about it. She said that the amount of threat that they used to get.
Is it?
Yeah, proper full on threat. They were
People are
disgraced to
weird, man.
Muslims, they were disgraced to Muslim women, they shouldn't be doing it and
What's the matter with people?
I don't know. But it's just speaking to them about how they've overcome it. But then they said, the amount of messages that they get from women, Muslim women specifically, who are just like, oh my gosh, I've wanted to rap, I've wanted to this and this and that.
And they're
it's
scared.
fine. Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
Wow. That's deep, man.
But I was just like, I never thought that they would have got threats, like actually threats on their life. Because they want to rap, I'm just like, excuse me, are these people unaware that it was a Muslim woman who spread Islam, like, after Muhammad actually took it everywhere, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
These
seriously?
people are weird.
Straight up. There's no
They're
other way
weird.
to... Alright, let me just start getting this ready again if my laptop will... Alright, we're back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are into the second half of the show. Well, actually, past that, actually, into the show. But thank you so much for still being part of the show. I hope you've been enjoying it so far and that you've learned a lot from myself and Mummy Sarjo. I know I've definitely learned a lot, especially about the herbs and also the fact, I suppose with polycystic PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, I didn't know. My biggest shock, or the thing that I learned was that depression's a part of it, and I just never
Big time.
never knew.
Depression
never knew at all.
and anxiety, those are the two.
Oh really?
things. Yeah.
Okay, alright, I never knew that. So again, I'm learning. Thank you so much for teaching me and the listeners that. Again, if you have any questions, do go to call the number 0203 432-1333 and any questions that you have, then please just ask away, because you know, I mean, we are here to help, and we're also here to embrace the knowledge that we have within us. and learn and share so that we can grow. So again, this is Mama Luna Speaks, and I'm going to be here with you, Emma Ako, your host, up until 8:30. So I'm going to jump straight back into conversation with Mami Sarjo. We've already spoken about steaming, and we started touching on her products when it comes to the Goddess Steam, which you can also take as a tea as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
I've actually got some in my flask today.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
nice. Alright, so there's that. But I'm going to just now jump into the next question. So one of the things that I've, I suppose, heard about from you, first of all, when I first came into contact with you, was about yoni eggs, and that's what I really want to know so much more about. So can you please tell me, our listeners, people of the world, about yoni eggs?
Okay, right, okay, so yoni eggs. Yoni eggs, what are yoni eggs? People always ask me, what are they?
Yeah.
Right, yoni eggs, to put it in a nutshell, are crystals carved into the shape of an egg, used to strengthen a woman's pelvic floor muscles.
Okay, yeah.
But it does so much more than just that. Yeah. Because it's crystals, basically, all crystals have metaphysical properties.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because crystals have metaphysical properties, different types of crystals do different things. That's why there's so many.
Yeah.
Not all crystals are suitable to use in the vagina. Some can just be used for meditational purposes.
Yeah.
But basically, in a nutshell, yoni eggs can help with so many things. They can help with hormone balance. They can help with making your yoni more responsive. It helps to massage the reflexology points in your vagina. It helps to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles. It helps with having better orgasms. It helps with, let me think. There's so many things that, to remember all of them, there's just a million things that it can help with. Just to name a few, that's what yoni eggs help with. But then also, yoni eggs help you on a spiritual journey into opening and kind of connecting with yourself and connecting with your divine feminine, because your yoni is your magic sacred portal. All life is grown from there. All our creativity is grown from our yoni.
Tell them.
So basically, when you use a yoni egg in that portal, magical things happen. You learn so much about yourself. But it's important to do it, to set it up right, because you can't just insert a yoni egg into your yoni and just expect magic to happen. You have to set your intention. You have to know what it is that you're trying to get from this. And you got to look at it like this, like yoni eggs crystals have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So they're like an elder to us, you know, they're like a spiritual guide to us. So it's what we can learn from them as opposed to what we get from them. It's what the knowledge is that, you know, they can impart on with, because they're programmed with their own energy and their own frequency, and they respond to that, you know, when we use them. So when I'd say, when you're using your yoni eggs, set your intention, set your, you know, what it is that you want to manifest, what you want to get out from that, and that's the way you make your connection. Make a connection with your crystal. You know, you talk to your crystal and you connect with it and you feel it and you vibe it, and that's how you get what you want from it.
Okay, cool. So you know you've got some eggs with you today. So for listeners, if you are on Facebook, then please go to Urban Jazz Radio. Go to their page, because we're actually streaming live, or just go to www.urbanjazzradio.net, and you can either watch us live on Facebook or on the YouTube stream. So I'm just going to ask Mami Sarjo to hold up your eggs one by one to the camera, so people can actually see, and just speak about what those, like, what the properties of these eggs are.
Okay, so I've got my live stream here as well, so I'm going to put that up here, and also for the benefit of those who are watching, that's a carnelian egg and that's a rose quartz egg here. Right, so just to tell you a bit about these two, and I've picked these two because, you know, they're so common and people know so much about them, but I want to spread a little bit more light. So, like, with yoni egg practice, you know, it's important to kind of work from the root up. And what I mean by that is that we have different chakra points in our bodies. We have we've got 7 common chakra points in our bodies, but there's loads more. There's other sub-chakras. But we're going to, just for the benefit of the audience, we're going to just deal with the 7 ones that everybody knows about. So we go from your root, you go to your sacral, you go to your solar plexus, you go to your heart, you go to your throat, you go to your third eye, and you go to your crown. Yeah? So how I try to work in terms of the yoni eggs that I sell and I provide is that I pick crystals that correspond with the different chakra energies in the body.
Okay.
Yeah? And in order to get a good foundation for us as women, it's important for you to start at your root, because your root is your grounding, is your foundation.
Yeah.
Nothing is right if your root is wrong,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense.
Definitely,
Right.
definitely.
So, for example, this is a carnelian egg, and carnelian is my favourite egg. The reason why I love carnelian so much, because carnelian is all about your manifestations. Carnelian is about your sensuality. Carnelian is about your creativity. Yeah. Carnelian is very good for people who need to do who want to speak in public, because it gives you that confidence. Yeah, gives you that fire. Carnelian is very good for giving you energizing you. But that is my ultimate favorite stone. Carnelian can be used as a root chakra stone as well as a sacral chakra stone, but more of a sacral chakra stone.
Okay.
Now, when you're looking at the colours when it comes to your chakras, you start from your root. Your root can either be your black or your red stones.
Okay.
Your sacral stones are more your orange stones.
Yeah.
Your solar plexus are your yellow. Your heart is your green or even your pink as well. And also your throat is your blue. Your third eye is like your indigo or purple.
Yeah.
And your crown is your white.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked up rose quartz as well, because rose quartz is a very common stone. Everybody knows about rose quartz.
I've got a
And the
rose
beauty
quartz.
about rose quartz is that rose quartz is your love stone, is your stone of love.
Yeah.
And we can never have enough love, especially when it comes to self-love and taking care of ourselves.
100%.
Yeah. So that is the reason why it's so common. And another reason why it's so common is because rose quartz has a very gentle vibration about it. Yeah. It's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering. It's very subtle. It's got very loving, smooth, subtle energy. And also for those who want to attract love in their life, this is a very good stone to start off with. Anybody who's experienced any kind of trauma, this is a very good stone to start with, because it's like it helps you to release whatever it is that you're holding on to.
Yeah.
So some women may find that when they start using the rose quartz, that they find that they're releasing a lot of tears, but that in itself is healing.
Yeah.
That in itself is
Yeah.
very healing. For me, what I found when I started to use my rose quartz, because that was the first stone that I started with, I found that I was very open in terms of, I just had a lot of love that I wanted to give. And even in terms of the energy that I found radiating around me, it was also very positive.
Yeah.
So even if you decide that, okay, the root chakra, I try to really encourage women to work from the root upwards. But if you find that the root chakra is not calling you, the rose quartz is always a good place to start.
Do you know what? It's so like crazy. Well, actually, it makes sense when talking about like the stone in terms of like women who've like been through like trauma and self-love as well, because that's also the first stone that I started out with, and like I've just like slept with it under my pillow, or I carry it around in my pocket and just like meditate with it as well. But I remember when I started with that one, I remember my intention was just self-love. I was thinking how do I, what does self-love mean to me? And I remember it's like the rose quartz just made it all clear for me. And the thing that I realised with that specifically, it made it clear to me in that I kept on, it was like saying, away from myself to show myself love was not to sexualise myself.
Exactly.
And sexualise guys as well. So I've
it's
got so
nothing-
much more to give.
Rose quartz has nothing to do with sexual energy. Rose quartz is all about taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's so important, because without doing that, how are you going to be there for anybody else?
Yeah.
If you're not grounded and you're right within yourself, a lot of the time we try to look outside of ourselves for the love that we need, and when really and truly we have to begin with it for ourselves. Because once you give it to yourself, you set a boundary and a precedence for how other people treat you. But if you don't give that to yourself, then you haven't really kind of set a boundary for how people measure and treat you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really and truly, we always think that we can look for the answers outside of ourselves. They're never outside of ourselves. They're always within ourselves.
Yeah.
And whoever we have that comes into our lives is a reflection to show us what it is that we're supposed to learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's definitely what the rose quartz taught me, definitely. Okay, so what other ones have you?
Today, for the
Okay.
purpose, right, I've got some other ones here, but these are actually my personal collection, and I don't
Okay.
actually, and I'm gonna talk about sizes just for the benefit of the audience. So, for example, this is what you would call a small yoni egg, and this is what you would call a medium.
Okay.
Now, just hold them up for the benefit of the camera. Right, so the small yoni eggs, I don't actually supply them. The reason being because I've found them very difficult to source, extremely difficult to source, you know. So that's the reason. But the thing is, with a tiny little egg like that, you have to be super proficient and have very, 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 very good, strong yoni muscles to keep that in.
Which is like clenching myself. to think, how
Yeah,
do I keep
yeah,
it in?
it's not easy at all.
Mm.
I tend to stock medium, and this is what I consider for Sargos Holistics, and I don't like anybody to compare sizes to any other companies because everybody has their own different way
Yeah.
of doing things. But for Sargos Holistics, this is what you would call like a medium egg, and this medium egg can be used for people who are beginners as well as people who are more advanced users.
Yeah.
It's a perfect weight. It just gives you exactly what you need in order
Okay.
for you to perform your pelvic floor muscles.
Yeah.
And all you need is about 10 minutes a day.
Is it?
Just 10 minutes a day.
Okay.
If you do more than that, great. But
Mm.
if you're just starting off and you're trying to get an idea, 10 minutes a
Yeah.
day. But let me explain something to you, because people think with yoni eggs that you put them in and then you remove them. That's not the purpose of a crystal. A crystal is there to do a specific job.
Yeah.
So if you remove it prematurely before it's actually done its work, it hasn't done its work. You've kind of broken that healing
Okay.
cycle. So, you know, I get a lot of women who ask me, oh, how long shall I keep it in for, Sarjo, etc., etc.
Yeah.
The yoni egg is intelligent. It has divine, ancient, elder wisdom and intelligence.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's there to do a job. When the job that it's meant to do is done, it will then release itself. So this is the reason why I don't sell drilled yoni eggs,
Okay.
because with the drilling, it kind of teaches women to not trust themselves anymore, and it creates that fear where it's like, you know, you want to control everything.
Yeah.
And it's not, you're going on a spiritual journey, you're
Yeah.
going on healing. It's not about control. It's for you to surrender and let what's meant to be happen.
Yeah.
So with drill yoni eggs, you know, there's two things. One, there's no benefit to using drill yoni eggs. That, again, as I said, they kind of just still teach you to distrust yourself and not trust the process.
Yeah.
So you want to control it. So after a certain amount of time, then you're going to just rip it out, and you've broken the whole purpose of you doing that.
Yeah.
Doing this will teach you a lot of patience and just to work through with it, you know. So also with a drilled yoni egg, if you drop a drilled yoni egg and it smashes, that's it, it's finished, it's over.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, these yoni eggs, they're an investment, so you want to keep them as safe as possible, and they can fall.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. And also drilled. And for me, I always like to try social experiments to say that I know that what I'm talking about, that I'm not just saying it just randomly.
Yeah.
So I purchased myself some drilled yoni eggs,
Yeah.
and they were extremely difficult to clean. But what I did was, rather than, because I didn't want to get into that whole string thing, I just inserted the yoni egg and
Yeah.
I took it out.
Yeah.
And because it has a little hole in it, it's really difficult to clean. It's awkward.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of
Such
awkward.
a small hole.
Yeah, it's
so
just
yeah.
all of that. Yeah, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like when
You have
when
to get
it's
a
not
toothpick.
in.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just
Lord.
thinking if like any dust or bacteria gets
Yeah,
in between that,
no.
and it's difficult to clean.
No,
No,
no, no.
forget that. So even on a practical side,
Yeah, it's
wow.
it's not practical.
Yeah.
But what else was I going to say? So I've spoken about size. I've spoken about the types of stones. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that anybody might want to ask? Because I can't think off the top of my head what another thing is that I want to mention. Oh, this is the big question that comes up all the time. Can I have sex with my yoni egg in? The answer
Okay.
is yes, you can.
Okay.
But it's down to you as a woman to decide if that is suitable for you. Nobody's forcing you. It's
Yeah.
not by force. That is a decision that you can make for yourself or between you and your partner.
Yeah.
Right, so you can use a yoni egg, and I'm just going to kind of explain it to you now. You have to be sensible and be safe.
Yeah.
If you know your partner is well endowed, think about it before you insert your yoni egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what will happen is, depending on where the yoni egg has moved to, if it's sitting right at the top of your vaginal canal and you're
Yeah.
having sex, that's going to hit you and that might be uncomfortable. However, bear in mind that the yoni can stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And the yoni egg is very smooth,
Mm.
so it moves around. And obviously, when you're having sex, you're going to be lubricated, so it's never going to stay in one place.
Yeah.
It's going to move around.
Yeah.
So sometimes what can happen, it can either sit on top, it can sit on the side, or it can move, and it can actually massage a man's phallus.
Yeah.
So that is quite stimulating for him as a man. It gives it a nice massage.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, some women will try it and have sex with them in. It's possible. There's nothing to say that you can't.
Mm.
But obviously, you know yourself
Yeah.
and you know your partner. So I'd say just exercise caution.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another quick question that I get also is, can I use yoni eggs whilst I'm on my period?
Mm.
You can. There's nothing to stop you to say that you can or can't.
Mm.
I kind of like to bust the myths and bust the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I find that, okay, if you already have your yoni egg inserted and you start your cycle, just leave it. When it's ready to come out, it will. Because what happens is when you're on your period, your uterus becomes heavier and it
Yeah.
kind of lowers down, and you kind of feel, that's why you have that kind of pressure in your stomach.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, if I have a yoni egg in and I know I'm about to come on, it's gonna pop right out.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay in.
Yeah.
But what you can do is not necessarily use it while it's in your vagina. You can actually pop it into your bra. So you might want to pop, especially
Okay.
when, you know, around your moon cycle, you can feel really horrible and heavy
Yeah.
and emotional. And that's when the crystals will become a benefit for you.
Mm.
So what you can do is use the yoni eggs and put them in your bra and keep them close to your heart.
Nice.
Because you still get the vibration, you still get the energy of
Yeah.
using yoni eggs. I know some women who have kept yoni eggs in for as long as 7 weeks. So even whilst
Wow.
they've been on their cycle, the yoni egg has just
Constantly.
lodged to find a nice little comfortable
Yeah.
little nook and is not coming out.
Yeah.
So again, just use your discretion. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, it doesn't feel right for you, go with that.
Mm.
You know, but there's nothing to say that you can't.
Yeah.
Same thing with women who are pregnant.
Mm.
Some women ask if they can use them whilst they're pregnant. Some people will say no,
Mm.
but it's down to you. That's your decision.
Yeah.
What I'd say with, if you're unsure, just consult with your healthcare practitioner, your
Mm.
doula, your midwife to see if that's suitable for you. But there's many women who've actually used yoni eggs whilst pregnant, and
Yeah.
it's helped them with their birthing. They've
Okay.
found that their children have come out a lot more peaceful, very calm. So you kind of follow your intuition, and that's the whole thing
Yeah.
about using yoni eggs. It's about following your gut feeling and following your intuition and following if that feels right with you. Most of the time, if it doesn't feel right beforehand, it's not going to be right.
Mm.
But if it feels right for you, go with it.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Okay, so I mean, I'm just like, not that I don't have anything to say. I'm just like lost for words. I'm in awe because I'm just like trying to take in all of the information you've given
Yeah,
us
there's a
about
lot. There's a
the
lot
eggs.
to take in.
You know what I mean? So, as I mentioned before, earlier on in the show, Mami Sarjo runs workshops as well, and she runs workshops specifically to do with like yoni eggs. So, can you tell us like about the workshops when the next one is coming up?
Okay, so I tend to have the yoni egg workshops on the last Friday or Saturday of every single month.
Yeah.
Normally from 7 till 10 p.m. at the Elk Wellbeing Centre in
Yeah.
Shepherd's Bush. My next one is on the 26th of May, and what's really great about this one is that I actually have a guest speaker
Okay.
who goes by the name of Uduak. Some of you might know
Uduak!
her. Yeah, some of you might know her.
Yeah.
Uduak is a doula. Also, she is a Mayan massage specialist, and she's a pregnancy holistic massage specialist too. So she is going to be joining us on this workshop, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you come along, you know, women are actually going to have an extra treat. with
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, you know, as the time goes on, I'm hoping to bring more guests along board
Mm.
to the Yoni Eggs workshop so that we can learn so much more. And there's so many many more powerful women around us that
Loads of us.
we can all learn and share with each other, because I
Yeah.
think that is so important. It's so
Mhm.
vital. So I've got that happening on the 26th of May. On June the 8th, I'm collaborating with another sister by the name of Asha Sims, who's based in North Carolina.
Okay.
We're actually going to do an online webinar,
Okay.
and we're calling it Root to Raise Sacral Manifestations, and we're doing it on the new moon on June the 8th.
Mark that for your diaries,
Yeah,
everyone.
June the 8th.
Seriously.
So we're gonna have that workshop. I just posted about it on my page yesterday. So Asha's gonna take us through a guided meditation,
Nice.
and then I'm gonna speak about yoni eggs. So I believe we're gonna do that as a series again. So again,
Yeah.
starting from the root, working all the way up. We'll kind of advise you what type of stones to use to work for your root chakra.
Yeah.
We're gonna just make it a whole, like a really wonderful night.
Yeah.
We're going to advise women that because we're working with the root chakra is the red energy, to wear something red and get you
Yeah.
prepared. Just make it a really beautiful, really, really nice workshop. The webinar for those who can't make it will be available on playback as well. And we're charging $35 for that workshop, and it should be about 90 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then again, what else have I got going on? On the 30th of June, then I have another yoni egg workshop happening at Ant Wellbeing.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is what, 26th of May,
That's right.
Ankh Wellbeing Centre. So what time is that?
7 p.m. till 10 p.m.
7 p.m. till 10 p.m. Now, I've got to tell you, I've been to the Ankh Wellbeing Centre before. I absolutely love that shop. So at the top, that's where they've got all of their products, organic, handmade products. And downstairs, they've got more products, but it's more of a workshop space there. If you want to go, you need to book your ticket.
Basically,
you need to
yeah,
do that
it's only
really quickly.
RSVP, and at the moment I think I've got like maybe 6 tickets left. So
Alright.
basically what you would have to do in order to book your ticket, you could either follow, I always post the links either on my Instagram page. My Instagram page is Sarjo's Holistics Online, or you can find on my business page, which is Sarjo's Holistics. Or you can go to Eventbrite and just put Sarjo's Holistics Yoni Egg Workshop, and it will be there.
Yeah.
The link I tend to post in my bio on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I normally post a link of that on my Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically that's it. You have to book your tickets at on Eventbrite.
You really do, you really do. Well, obviously not just saying this to promote. We've kept it real with you so far all throughout the show. I remember when I came to one of your workshops. Now I was ridiculously late, but that's a crazy day. But when I got there, it was really busy. It was heaving. So if you do want to go, remember there are only 6 tickets left. So please do book. I found that when I went there as well, it was only women there. So is that just the general rule?
It's just it's a women only event.
Yeah.
Because I want women to feel comfortable enough to share, to say what they've got to say without feeling like somebody else is watching. I just want everybody to feel comfortable and be open and have an open discussion about whatever it is that they're concerned.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of. We've all got, as women, we've all got yonis. We've all been through certain experiences.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be any shame in there. There's nothing to feel ashamed of. No question is a stupid question or a silly question. If you're not sure, just ask. And chances are, even if I don't answer it, there's going to be another woman there that's got some kind of knowledge or experience that can share with you, because it's not just about me standing there telling you stuff. We share amongst each other as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds really cool. So I'm just going to ask you, and I'm sure you'll find out more about this for those of you who will attend her workshop. I'm just thinking, my question that just pops into my head. Is there an age limit with eggs?
From puberty, once you hit puberty, I think that you can start and you feel comfortable within your body. From puberty upwards, really, I'd say. And even if you're not ready to purchase a yoni egg, just to learn as a woman, as a young lady, about yoni health and taking care, not to leave it all to allopathic medicine, because they will give us poison.
Seriously.
From the tampons to the period pads that they give us. They put chemicals in there that make us bleed more, so you spend more money. They put fragrance in there that are causing people to have fibroids, people to have infertility problems.
Seriously.
So it's about learning all these things, that it doesn't have to be that way. There's things out here in nature that will be more supportive than allopathic medicine, because it's killing us.
Yeah, definitely. So I just want to ask about these type of effects, because I remember when I came to your workshop, and just when I've been to some just other events that are very women based anyway, what type of effects or what type of feedback do you get in terms of the events and how women respond to it?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, it's been amazing. Yay! It's been absolutely amazing. I took my time before I decided to start putting on these workshops because I've been asked about it since last year and I
Mm.
wanted to be ready.
Yeah.
So I did my first one on January. I did it on, was it in full moon or new moon? But anyway, it was on the 27th of January.
Yeah.
And as you said, it was heaving in there.
Mhm.
Like, it was absolutely packed.
So
And we
it's
had
just so nice to know that there's a
Yeah.
calling. Like,
yeah,
women want
yeah,
this.
it was an amazing event. And now it's like the numbers have gone down, but I like it like that because that means we've got a small and intimate group, and that means
Yeah.
I can get to everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't get lost in translation. But I have to admit, every single workshop has been different. It's been amazing being able to share with women. We laugh, you know, we talk about our experiences. It's
Mm.
just been, I have to say, I'm so grateful
Mm.
that it's been well received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just before we start rounding up, because we've got 15 minutes left of the show. So, the reason why I asked that question is because like I'm really interested in womanhood, and in fact there are so many women that I find within our generation anyway
Yeah.
that are so much more open to speaking about conversations
Definitely.
on womanhood as well, and also like sisterhood. So how has like your work and the thing is we're gonna like I really want to focus like a lot next week on the
Mm.
conversation with like womanhood and empowerment
Yeah.
and sisterhood as well.
Yeah.
But just to give people like I suppose a bit of a breakdown in terms of your experience
Mm.
with Sarjo's Holistics, how has I suppose the work that you've done, how has it impacted on I suppose your own experience of womanhood so far?
Do you know what? It's just beautiful to be able to speak to so many women who share so many similar stories and so many similar experiences that you don't feel like you're alone. You don't feel like you're alone.
Yeah.
You know, and what's been beautiful about it is that everybody that I've come across have been so supportive, because I don't claim to profess to know all the answers. I
Mm.
don't. I'm still on the journey myself. I'm
Yeah.
learning everything every day.
Yeah.
But for me, my intention is always to just inspire from my experiences and to learn. You know, we learn from each other.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, it's just to be open to it and to
Mhm.
experience it. So for me, as a woman coming up, it's just been, I felt very loved, if that's the right word,
Yeah.
and very supported in what I'm doing. And it's so good to kind of learn from other women and to have that support and that sisterhood and that connection. You know, I have to say I've really had a very positive experience.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So do you know what? I feel like definitely like it's really I wouldn't say strange. It's just so wrong. It's just so like odd and like fully out of sorts that women over goodness knows like a really long period we can talk to almost be like competition with each other.
Yeah.
So I say for like women who are hearing this, like if you're one of those who have you know you view other women as competition, or you're not quite comfortable within yourself, or you feel alone, please do like go to these like workshops that Mami Sarjo is putting on. Do feel free to call in, because it's like we're so not that.
No,
we
we're
have to
not.
embrace
And you know,
womanhood. We
no,
have to.
and you know what the thing is, like, I don't embody that energy, if that makes any sense. I really don't
Yeah.
embody that energy. I don't believe in competing against other women. I
Mm.
really don't. And it's never been
Yeah.
my way, ever. So I don't embody that. I don't attract that kind of
Mm.
attention or attract that kind of vibration, because that's not what I'm about.
Yeah.
You know?
And I just feel like when it comes to that, I'm just like, what exactly are we competing for?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, it's not just purely us, you know, it's just the pressure that we have, that social media and stuff put on us, you know. But again, I don't like to focus on that too much, because even though I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
but you got to be the change that you want to see.
Yeah.
You know, you
Mm.
got to be the change that you want to see. So for me, I don't see other women as my competition. That's
Mm.
not how I view other women.
Yeah.
I'm here to learn. I'm here to share with you, and you know, just to kind of, what's the word that I want? To grow. So
Yeah.
for me, I don't embody that kind of vibration, and
Mhm.
those are not the kind of women that I have around me. And I've been blessed that the kind of women that I have around me, and the women that I see around me, and the women that I deal with, don't embody that vibration.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of trying to smash that philosophy that
Yeah.
us women, that we can't work together,
Mm.
and so on and so forth. So the simple fact that, you know, when we have these workshops, I've been to other workshops where other people have asked me to come along and take part, and we've all worked together so beautifully in
Yeah.
unison.
Yeah.
Because that's not the vibe that we embody. That's not what we're about.
Mm.
We're showing that, you know, we can work together. There's no competition.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's got something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And I think that's what everybody needs to realise. We all
Yeah.
have something of value that we could all learn from. We all have something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
It's just being able to recognise what it is your gifts are
Mhm.
and just, you know, use that.
Yeah.
Use that.
Definitely,
use that.
definitely. So women, like, please, like, for some, if you're listening to this and you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed and you're gonna go back to like your safety corner, please don't. Again, both Mami Sarjo and myself, we're both regular, everyday women who are on a journey into health and empowerment. It's a constant evolving journey. You learn one thing, it takes you on to another, which takes you on to another. But you know, we both put on events that are literally spaces for women to get together. And it's like, if you cry, we're not going to call you weak. We're not going to make you feel ashamed or anything like that. You know, we embrace it.
Yeah.
You know, we embrace.
We all
These
have
things
our
are
ups and
really
downs. We
supportive.
have our ups. We have our ups and we have our downs.
Yeah.
You know, even for myself, I don't claim to pretend like, you know, I'm perfect and that I don't have my good days and I don't have my bad days, because I do, just
Yeah.
like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I've learned to kind of deal with them in a different kind of way and look at them from a different kind of angle, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, there's nothing wrong with crying. There's no weakness and
Yeah.
anything. There's nothing, and that's again, that is not the vibe, and that is not the energy that
Exactly.
we embody.
Yeah.
You know, that's not. If we see our sister crying, if our sister's upset, we want to find out why, what's going on.
Yeah.
It's more solution. I'm a solution orientated person. If
Yeah.
something's wrong, if it's within my power, if I know of anybody that can help, I'm more about solutions. It's not about ridiculing. It's not about looking down on. It's not about laughing. It's not about making fun. I really don't like that. I've
Yeah.
seen it so many times, and
Yeah.
it really upsets my spirit,
Yeah.
because that's not what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, some of us, we don't just come ready made. We come on a journey and we come to learn.
That's the
So
thing,
it's not
yeah.
about making fun of anybody else's journey, or if you see your sister doing something, encourage her.
Yeah.
Encourage
precisely.
her, because it takes a lot of courage to step out there and be and just say, okay, this is what I want to do. Encourage her and support her,
Yeah.
rather than talk behind her back and laugh at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really have a huge problem with that.
Yeah, exactly. I completely understand it. So please, listeners, like, really, I just really want to drive home the point. It's just like, don't feel away, don't feel ashamed, don't feel anything. Like, these are events. We, you know, basically, we just want to love you.
And
Like,
help
seriously, we
wherever
just
we
want to love you
can.
and help. And the thing is, it's just like, if you come along, don't feel like. And I'm only saying this just because I've been in the same situation. I've spoken to other friends who have felt the same way as well. But it's like, if you go to one of these events where it is, you know, all for women, it's about empowerment, it's about yoni health or whatever. If you go along and you don't have anything to vocally contribute or anything, that's fine.
Just
Like,
being there
exactly.
is good enough.
Exactly, just being there is good enough. And if you do have something to contribute, even if it could be the most tiniest thing ever, it's not a competition. It's not who can have the most elaborate conversation and throw the words ancestors in there or connection or whatever.
That's not what we're about.
Exactly. You can say something. To you, it might be really small. So you might say, oh, I use the moon cap or cotton pads rather than tampons or something. Like, that can make such a big difference to someone. You just never know. So it's literally, come along. If you don't have anything to add, then that's fine. You can sit back, you can learn, you can soak it up. It's cool. If you do have something that you want to share, then you can. These events are made specifically for women, and it's just, I just want to just like literally just like big up Mami Sarjo, because like the platform that she puts on, the platform that she's created with Sarjo Holistics to be able to gather women together. Like, you know, she's already said she's going to be working with Uduak. Is it the one on the 8th or is it the one later on in June?
Uduak is the one Uduak will be coming to the workshop on the 26th of May.
26th
And the
May,
one
so-
on the 8th of June, it will be with Asha Sims. And Asha Sims,
It's the
but
online one.
yeah, it's a webinar that we're going to do. So if you want to take part, you just need to download Zoom.
Yeah.
And Asha is actually based in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we met through a mutual group that we have and a mutual friend, and we just made a connection and take it from there. So that just goes to show you, I've never met Asha before in person,
Really?
but we've made that connection.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're doing something together.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to stop you from doing that, you know, and that's something that we just want to show that other women can do. We can
Exactly.
work together.
Exactly. And I find that we're so much more powerful when we actually work
Together.
together.
Yeah.
We are. It's the way it was done like centuries ago. Like, so much just gets done in general when women work together, and I really just want to bring that back. Really want to bring that back, you know what I mean? So yes, the Mama Luna platform is all about bringing women together. Sarjo's holistic in terms of like her workshop and what she does is all about bringing women together. First and foremost within ourselves, like bringing us back to ourselves and reclaiming that lost feminine energy, redefining that feminine energy and what it is to us, rather than having all of that come from a voice other than our own. And yeah, journeying and discovering together, you know what I mean? And just, I suppose also it's flexibility and the fluidity that comes with the journey as well, just being like open to whatever it brings and having support along the way. So yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. Now before you go, just a quick recap. Where can people find you? I know you said it before, but just so people can get it again.
Okay, so if you want to get in contact with me, you can either email me, mamisarjo@gmail.com. My business email is sarjoholistics online@gmail.com.
So that's holistics with a WH.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, Sarjo's Holistics Online. You can find me on Facebook on Sarjo's Holistics. Basically. That's it. Sarjo's, if you just tapped in for Sarjo's Holistics, you'll find it.
Into Google, like all of the links will come up, like literally all of the links will come up. So there's no excuses. Don't be coming back to me, I can't find anything.
Yeah, just Sarjo's
you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, and Sarjo is spelled Sarjo, that's Sarjo, and Holistics is WHOLISTICS.
So yeah, that is the best place to find it. Sarjo's Holistics. She'll also be back here next week, but we will be speaking about womanhood, the importance of sisterhood, and also, I suppose for me, it's one of my favourites, but I suppose because of the mysticism that's still in it, and it's an ever expanding conversation, divine feminine energy, and also, of course, because she is the expert, still touching and finding out more and more about yoni eggs as well, and speaking more about the actual chakras and the reflexology points within our vagina as well. So thank you so much everybody for tuning in. I am Emma Ako. I've been your host for Mama Luna Speaks. We'll be back here next Tuesday from 6:30 till 8:30. Do make sure you tune in. In the meantime, stay in touch with Mami Sarjo. You have all of her social media links and both of her email addresses. Stay in touch with me as well, so you can find Mama Luna on www.mamaluna.bigcartel.com, and we're also on Etsy and Ebony Street Market, Instagram Mama_Luna Yoni Steam, Facebook is Mama Luna Yoni Steam, and we're also on SoundCloud as Emma Ako, and that is spelled AKO. Thank you very, very, very much. I hope you have a blessed week, and I also hope you definitely do get in touch. Most certainly do get in touch, and any questions that you have, both of us will be more than happy to answer or point you into the direction that you need. Thank you very much. Keep it locked, keep it tight. This is Urban Jazz Talk Radio.
Thank you for having me.
Some more cool music to get you through your dairy evening. Thanks for stopping by the new Urban Jazz Lounge.
I'm so sorry, I need to dash to the toilet really, really quickly, then I'll come back. Thank you, I've been holding that in for so long. Thank you so much.
Urban Jazz Lounge.
The 6th Annual Women for Africa Awards 2017 is here, taking place on Saturday, 20th of May 2017. Celebrating ordinary women doing extraordinary things. Come and experience a night of networking, fun and entertainment, plus much more. Tickets are available at www.women4africa.com. That's www.women4africa.com. This will be taking place at the Great Hall in Kensington Town Hall, London, WH7NX. Drake Clark and Ricky for a night to remember. Women for Africa 2017.
In the Street Plan, an epic historical true life story movie, written and produced by Rosemary Shawny and Jesse, the ever-different producer, Nabo. You must watch it. I must watch it. We must watch it. Venue, Lighthouse Cinema Hall, 254-270, Camberwell Road, London, SC50DP. Date, Friday, 9th of June, 2017. Time, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. No African time. In the straight line, in Nigeria. District of modern slavery, human trafficking, and human rights in the straight line exposed. All in the straight line movie. In Nigeria. Quality and standard with professional touches. Full of suspense, knowledge, and wisdom. In the straight line. Ticket, student £10. Standard £25. VIP £50. To buy ticket, check www.eventbrite.co.uk or call 078-782-02481. In the straight line, in Nigeria. London UK Free Premier. You must be there.
Tired of radio or TV shows with very little talent, or hearing the same old American artists getting all the airplay? Maybe you want to find out what's going on in and around Black London. Urban Jazz Radio brings you an alternative radio show, The Black Factor. This topical talk show with a black British twist comes to you every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Urban Jazz Radio. Join me and other guest presenters on The Black Factor. The show brings you life, love, gossip and laughter, and highlights black British musical influences. We'll be playing you the best of homegrown talent from the 70s to the present day. All the latest on events, views on current affairs, every Monday 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Urban Jazz Radio.
The Black Factor.
So thank you so much, sis. Yeah, all sorted.
Network
Are we finished on time
Are
this
you
time?
feeling
Yeah.
really low on energy? Want that power back in your
what else
stride,
to
but
come
need a
to?
boost to get you going? What you need is Hercules.
Turn that off now. Right, that sounded really good.
Hercules
Now-
Energy Drink. Experience the refreshing taste of Hercules and get that boost. Hercules Energy Drink.
Something
gives you
else
the
playing.
power to perform.